Now we pick up the story here in 2 Samuel chapter 6, verse number 9. Of course, rewinding for a second, David was afraid of the Lord that day. And he said, how can the ark of the Lord come to me? And so they dropped it off. Skip down to verse number 11. The ark of the Lord remained at the house of Obed-Edom, the Gittite, for 3 months. And watch what happens next. It says, and the Lord blessed Obed-Edom and all his household. Friend, let me ask you a question. What happens when you know God is with you? Everything you have becomes blessed. For 3 months, Obed woke up on day number 1. It's like, baby, I got to go to work. I'm going to head out to the fields. He gets out to the fields. He's like, what? There's corn growing where there had been a drought. His soybeans are popping up. And he's thinking, man, this stuff is really looking good out here. And so he does some harvesting. And he goes back home and the house is clean. There's not a dust mite in the place. All the dust bunnies are gone. Honey, did you clean today? No, I didn't do anything. It's just clean. It just looks good. Man, this is nice. He looks over at the ark. He's like, this is wild. Next day, he wakes up, day number 2. He goes out and he's checking his crops again. They're even better. That ache that was in his knee, his right knee, well, that feels pretty good today. Man, this is awesome. And day 3, and he wakes up and his children, they stopped smoking yesterday, y'all. It's like, this is amazing. Like, what's happening? And he looks around and the walls are painted and everything's just going so well. For 90 days, Obed-Edom, Obi, if you want to be personal with the man. This is where Obi-Wan Kenobi comes from, by the way. For 90 days, Obed-Edom is finding the blessing of the Lord. What brought the blessing? It says the Lord blessed him and all his household. What brought the blessing? It was the presence of the Lord. Someone say his presence. See, God didn't pre-qualify Obi based on what he did. His blessing had nothing to do with his obedience. There was no list of all the things Obed had done correctly before the ark was dropped off at his house. He had done who knows what. I mean, the man may have tried to live a righteous life, but God didn't list out his qualities that earned him the right to receive the ark. Listen, God's not blessing you based on who you were. He's blessing you in your life based on a revelation that he's now with me. I don't care what you did yesterday. I don't care what last week looked like. No, today it's time for a fresh revelation that God is with me. Someone say, he's with me. And say, because he's with me, all my house is blessed. That's all of it, y'all.